You've heard it before, right? I want something real. I want a mature connection. I'm done with games. Maybe she's texting or calling you all the time. Maybe she's love bombing you. She says she feels she's ready for a relationship. And for a second, you believed her. You thought, finally, a woman who actually knows what she wants. Oh my gosh. But then she flaked on plans. She took hours to reply, maybe even days. She stayed active on Instagram, but acted busy with you, right? She said you're amazing, yet somehow never prioritized seeing you. Let me tell you something you probably don't want to hear, man. Okay? When her words say one thing and her behavior says another, her behavior is the truth. That's what most men don't understand, right? You get caught up in the fantasy of her potential. You fall for the version she talked about instead of seeing the reality she's showing you. And that's why she loses respect. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stop falling for this trap. Understand the truth behind emotional immaturity, okay? And most importantly, how to walk away with power, not pain, right? Let me bring you into one of the toughest lessons I ever had to learn in my own dating life. Oh, there was a woman I dated who talked like she had it all figured out. She said things like, I don't play games. I've been through a lot. I'm looking for something real now, right? I just want a man who communicates and makes me feel safe. And this was several years back. She always showed up on time, texted back right away in the beginning, especially high level of interest, right? Wanted to get to know me, tell me about her whole life, the whole 9 yards, right, etc. Everything she said sounded right. It checked the boxes, looking good on paper. Then after a few dates, little over a month, she flipped a 180, bro. She'd cancel last minute, take forever to respond, keep conversations surface level. And every time I'd bring up how I felt, she'd say, I'm just confused right now. I need to, figure myself out, right? At first, I gave her grace, okay? I thought maybe she just needed a little patience, a little time, or, a man who wouldn't walk away when things got messy, okay? I stayed longer than I should have until I realized I was trying to build something real with someone who couldn't even show up in reality, okay? All right, now this next part, I really need you to pay attention. You can't miss this. So let's break this down, right? A woman's words mean nothing if her behavior doesn't match, okay? And I want you to burn that into your mind right now. You're not dating what she says, you're dating what she does, okay? And a woman can tell you she's ready for something real, but if she's not consistent, if she's not making time, if she disappears when things get a little emotionally intense, she's not ready, period, okay? And the problem is men get stuck because they confuse potential with reality, okay? You build this version of her in your mind, right? The version that said all the right things, the version that wants to grow, and then you ignore the actual data in front of you. Let me be blunt. If her actions aren't aligned with her words, it's manipulation at best, okay? And emotional immaturity at worst. You don't need to hate her, okay? But you need to stop believing her. Now, another part of this I want you to understand is that you have to give things time, okay? When you start dating, right? What I mean by this is that a woman's true colors will start to show fairly quick, okay? In my experience, her true colors will come out within about 30 to 90 days, all right? Sometimes it's sooner, right? And I've experienced this in as soon as a month, okay? I've experienced it in as soon as a month. And especially if she has a lot of healing she still needs to do, right? A healthy masculine man that is protective of his energy and grounded will scare her if she's not ready for that connection, right? Now, that's not to say she can't come back around, but she has to sort out her own shit and come back correct is what we're talking about. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you are dating a woman, you never commit to her fully or close off other options until she shows up consistently for you. Consistently. Now, I like to generally say 4 to 6 months, but if she shows up consistently for at least a couple months, you can tell, man. You can build a bond fairly quickly, if you're both open enough, right? But the point is, she needs to be showing up consistently for at least a couple months. Generally, the rule of thumb is 4 to 6, but I have been with women in the past where and sometimes it was a little bit sooner. Okay, this is only under the condition that she is in the right energy, is what I'm saying. Okay, that receiving, that giving, that open, and that nurturing energy, that she wants to nurture the connection. She wants to be softer. She wants to be sweeter. Okay, if she keeps sabotaging the connection, then the whole thing resets. That's how it works, right? So also too, if she plays hot and cold with you, you're best to just keep her at arm's distance and not take her seriously, okay? Or you can just walk away, but she has to prove her worth through actions over time if you are going to commit to this woman, okay? Here's what most guys do not understand. Most guys are not getting this, okay? Now, if she says things like, I'm not ready, I'm confused, I'm working on myself, these are phrases that women say when they're just really not ready, okay? But more importantly, these are phrases used, to delay accountability and avoid commitment without looking like the bad guy, okay? That's what they really mean when they say that. Women with emotional immaturity will say all the right things to keep you emotionally hooked, but they'll breadcrumb you, stuff like that, but they don't have the capacity to match the kind of a relationship they claim to want, okay? You want connection. You want depth. You want a woman who's consistent and coming correct and in her feminine energy. You'll be able to know if a woman is like a woman that I'm dating right now, high level of interest in her feminine energy, not playing games, supports the mission. That's what we want, okay? A lot of the women out here that you guys are dealing with, she wants the idea of love, not the work of love. So she ends up half in, half out. She gives just enough to keep you hoping, but never enough to feel secure, right? She breadcrumbs you, makes you lose your mind. This is why you must be the grounded one. You're the grounded one. You have to hold the line when necessary, okay? Because the second you allow her confusion to affect your standards, you've already lost frame. And when a woman is emotionally inconsistent, your job is not to fix it. It's not to fix her, not to fix the situation, okay? Your job, when this happens, is to observe it and respond like a man. That means no long explanations, no emotional breakdowns. No, but I thought you said, no check-in messages, no watching her stories on social media, no giving her any attention or validation whatsoever until she comes correctly, okay? Because what happens is all of that makes you look weak and reactive, all right? That's the whole thing, guys. And instead, what you have to do is you have to hold the line. Calm, collected, grounded. That's how we do it. You let her experience what it's like to lose access to a man who values his time, his energy, and his peace. Because the moment you stop chasing and start observing, she either steps up or she disappears. And both outcomes are a win for you. I want you to know, I want to know in the comments right now. Just let me know in the comments if you've dealt with this kind of woman. Drop a comment right now. Let me know. Just say, no more words. I trust behavior. No more words. I trust behavior. Put it in the comments right now, okay? And also, if this message is helping you get clarity, hit the like button so YouTube shows it to more men who need to hear this truth. Guys, here's something that'll shift your mindset, okay? It's going to shift your perspective completely. Being her best option has nothing to do with being the nicest, most patient, or most available guy. It's about being the man she respects, okay? It's the one who doesn't flinch when she's uncertain, because this happens sometimes, okay? It's about being the one who doesn't beg, doesn't chase, and doesn't try to prove himself. Because a woman's attraction is not logical, it's emotional. That's how it works, right? And at the end of the day, she respects the man who respects himself, okay? She's drawn to the guy who won't tolerate confusion, not because he's cruel, okay, but because he knows who he is and he respects himself. And if you want to be her best option, you have to be willing to walk away the moment her actions don't match her words, okay? Not with resentment, not with bitterness, but with calm conviction, okay? And when you realize she's not who she says she is through actions, you have two choices. You stay and suffer, hoping her behavior catches up to her words, or number two, you walk away and reclaim your power, okay? But here's the key. You don't walk away to punish her. That's not what we're doing, okay? You walk away because your standards don't bend for inconsistency, okay? You don't need to send a long paragraph. We don't need to over-explain. We walk away with our dignity, with our pride, and we keep it moving, okay? That's what it comes down to, all right? And you don't need closure. And sometimes you're not going to get closure. You don't need, to convince her of anything. You already saw the truth. And once you see it, you don't unsee it, okay? And this is where you reclaim your time. You reclaim your focus and your peace, most importantly, right? This is all the things that we need to reclaim. And you put it back on you, bro. Imagine this right now. I want you to imagine this. You stop falling for empty words. You stop trying to save women from their own confusion. And you become the man who listens only to behavior. You're no longer desperate for clarity because you create clarity. You know what you bring. You know what you offer. You stand by that. And if a woman can't match that energy, you walk. You walk. Calmly, not in pain, not in anger, not in resentment. You walk, man. You walk in power, personal power, taking your power back. That's the man she respects. That's the man she regrets losing. And that's the man you're becoming, the ascended man, okay? You'll be able to know if she's coming correct, showing up consistently for you. Now, I always use the analogy like women are emotional beings in nature, right? Biologically. Asking a woman not to be emotional is like telling a guy not to be horny. It's just not how it is, right? So a woman is like the ocean, the waves, right? You know how emotions are come and go, right? You have to be the boat in the ocean. You cannot let the waves, her emotions, capsize you as the boat, right? And you got to give her the space, let her come back to you, man. But don't be dealing with any women that are out here playing games, manipulating and shit like that. You'll know when she's interested in you. She'll want to talk to you. She'll want to see you. Like, it's not that fucking hard to figure out, okay? And stop having this fantasy in your mind of who you think she is. She'll show you who they are. Remember this. People show you who they are. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. If you found the video helpful, again, hit the like button. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.